take it with a grain of salt. I'm giving it to you straight, no chaser.
Who needs tequila when everything feels better with a shot of brandy?
Normally, you find me with a tall glass of wine, but on this journey, I'm serving you straight, dirty martinis. Welcome to our podcast, Not Your Standard After Dark. We will not be silenced. All right, welcome to our podcast, Not Your Standard After Dark. Listen, we will not be silent. So I know some of y'all are looking like, what in the world do y'all have going on? And I promise you, we have something good going on. Better yet, it's better than good. It's great. It's exactly what you didn't know you needed in your life. So I know some of you are looking at me. So I'm gonna start this off so you can get to know who your hosts are. And you're looking, you're like, that's that guy from Get Your Positivity. And it is. And I promise you, everything that you see me do is authentic. However, I never promised that I was an angel. The only way I can give you the positivity is by living my life. And that's what I'm going to do. So like I said, tonight I might have my bottle of wine and I might be keeping it a little classy, but dirty martinis. All right. So I'm here, unfiltered, uncut. So if you think you subscribe to the wrong thing just because you saw my pretty face, this ain't that kind of show. Okay. It ain't that kind of show. So with all that being said, I want to start off by passing the torch to one of our other hosts, the first lady of the bunch. I'm going to give it to Brandy G.
Hey, what up, good people? This is Brandy G. Let me tell you about myself. I'm somebody that likes to have a little good time here and there. I like to work hard, but I like to play harder. And I love some day drinking. Now, on the flip side, I'm going to be here to balance these two guys out, because I know how they can get. You get two pretty boys like this, it can get very, very interesting. So I'm here to give the female side and balance out these two pretty boys. And maybe get a little spicy with y'all too.
I was about to say, don't let her voice fool you people, okay? She is spicy on the inside with an opinion out of this world. She will hold you down. So speaking about holding people down, let me go to the wild card of the bunch, okay? Because let me tell you something. Me and B, that's what I call her. But Brandy G, we got some history here. We are familiar, all right? If y'all don't know what that means, get your Spanish game up. We are family. So we'll get into that on later episodes. However, let me talk to you about this wild card. Found on Facebook, all right? Super opinionated, okay? Has a lot to say, will stand by his word. And I'm telling you, this is the reason why we have to have explicit on this podcast. So without any further ado, Colin, let us know who you are.
The people's champ, of course, is here. Definitely. This is my first go round of a podcast. I'm like that wild card, the person you're like, wow, like he really said that. And like, I never thought I would say this, but like, I agree with him, like on certain terms. I feel like people call me Champagne Poppy. I feel like if you guys would like to call me Champagne Poppy, you guys can.
Isn't that Drake?
Like, wait.
You know
how you want to take that?
Isn't that Drake?
I feel like Drake sold it for me, to be quite honest. But yeah, I feel like I'm like that wild card. I'm like that person to kind of shake shit up. I'm not scared to say how I feel about something. I tell like it is. So that's just where I'm at in this whole podcast. I feel like Brandy and Harold kind of bring this whole, sweet, innocent, but I'm bringing the fire for your asses, okay?
I told you, explicit for a reason. Well, let's go ahead. Now that you've met Champagne Poppy, okay, the first lady, and I might as well just call me a Young Songs. I mean, Trey Songz got his name for me too, since now you're Champagne Poppy. Maybe we should do a duo right now.
We can all be somebody.
If that's the case, Brandy got her name for me.
Brandy got her name for me.
Yeah, Brandy got her name from me then, if that's the case.
If that's the case. She was sitting up in her room looking at your name and decided to take it.
Yeah.
You know,
thinking about me.
You know, we get it. We get it. So all jokes and games. I don't need nobody trying to contact their peoples, other people's trying to take us anywhere, because we know people in this day and time are doing whatever to get some coin. But we're going to keep it moving. And we're going to keep it moving, and we're going to go into our first segment. So now that you've met us all, it is time for you to get familiar with what we're bringing to the table. And the first segment is called Unpopular Opinion. Unpopular opinion. So what happens? All right. I'm going to give you an unpopular opinion, and I'm going to tell you where it came from. And then we will discuss it. And listen, we want to hear from you as well. So if you have anything that you want to say, do not be afraid to send us an email. And we'll give you all those critiques, all those credentials afterwards. But listen, we're going to start with the unpopular opinion. And I got this one today straight from Colin's Facebook page. So he says, now y'all let us know if you agree or disagree. Like I said, we'll give you all the handles later, but unpopular opinion. And I quote.
Ooh, what'd I say?
Let me get my receipts.
Ooh.
I'm gonna shake my money maker. All right. Carrot cake is the most elite flavor out there. I repeat, carrot cake is the most elite flavor out there. And for those who are saying elite, let me refresh my memory on what that means. It's the superior flavor out there. I'm calling straight bullshit.
And I'm following up.
You cannot call bullshit on something that's like top tier. I promise you, the moistness of a fucking carrot cake, just the whole setup, like the taste, the whole thing is like insanely good. I feel like carrot cake is like this thing where it's like, it tastes good. Not only does it taste good, but like I said, it's super moist. My goodness. Y'all don't feel the same way? Clearly, I don't.
Yeah, no, you lost me. First of all, the nuts is my first problem.
So nobody likes nuts no more. So nobody likes nuts.
It gets all caught up in the back of my throat. The cream cheese is disgusting.
So you're not like, so you just eating the cake just plain? Like you don't have like no type of...
No, I'm into that triple layer chocolate cake.
Oh, not chocolate.
Oh, y'all was
Here we go.
That one. Y'all was disrespectful.
Okay, so you're saying triple layer chocolate. I understand that you have issues with nuts. We get that. And I understand that you like it moist. But carrot cake is a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to go for my favorite, and it wouldn't be neither of yours. It will be a good, moist lemon cake.
See, that's where you got it wrong. You're talking about lemon cake. I feel like lemon cake is like for the... Oof. I don't even know who even eats lemon cake, though. That's the crazy part.
That's because you're not in those circles, because you can't sit at those tables, because you're eating carrot cake.
Because the carrot cake is top tier. Are you forgetting carrot cake is top tier? Let's not forget that. You eating lemon cake. That's what you... to be quite honest, nobody in my family... I don't think
you had the right lemon cake, though. There are
So you tell me, what lemon cake you got? What lemon cake y'all eating that I'm not eating?
There's several.
Several. First of all, there's a homemade one that I've had that has been top tier.
I haven't seen nothing...
Oh, nothing like that.
Nothing
now,
like
the one thing we all got in common, apparently, is we like it moist. So I can rock with y'all on that.
I'm getting a little hot.
We can rock with that. I like the moist, but your carrot cake count is number 3. If we had to do top 3 on this whole list, Carol, you're strong too. And I'm still going to stick to my triple layer.
But you have like the chocolate cake as well as chocolate ice and all that. Like you don't get like overpowered by like all that, like just in general.
That's too much.
You know, I think the chocolate cake, have you seen Matilda? When like she had like that chocolate cake in her fucking hand, like I think of that one. I think a triple chocolate cake.
Scarred by that?
Like scarred by for life. I feel like you got that carrot cake and it's like, damn, I can eat this with eat this with some drink it with some water. Hell, I'd have had carrot cake with some liquor, to be quite honest.
Oh.
And that shit still was hitting. Did not even. And I've had some shit turn my stomach up before, but we're not getting there tonight.
I mean, this is the same person that got on the flight and threw up. Okay, never mind. We're gonna leave that alone.
Listen, we're not bringing up the receipts. All of mine just right now. I mean, let's just get a little taste of kind of like a little bit of
All right, so y'all, we're gonna wrap up the unpopular opinion. But just in case you're just want to know what that was again, the unpopular opinion of today was carrot cake is the most elite flavor out there. Now, again, we want to know what's your favorite kind of cake, and can you make us a cake, something like that? And if you want to submit an email, talk to us, and all that good details, I'm gonna give it to you right now. NYS, not your standard, okay? nysafterdark@gmail.com. nysafterdark@gmail.com. And don't forget, we're brand new, so don't judge us when you don't see any followers or anything yet, because it's our first episode. But I promise you, we're going to change your life. But check us out on Twitter, which is NYS_afterdark. NYS_afterdark. And then IG, for those who don't know what IG is, Instagram, okay? At NYS_afterdark podcast. And listen, we want to hear from you. We want to talk to you. You can stalk Colin on his page later when you get it, Colin Jones, and
exactly
all that good detail. But we're going to go ahead and, like I said, keep it moving at a wrap up, our unpopular opinion. And what I concluded based on the receipts was Colin feels truly in his heart that carrot cake is the most elite cake out there. And he has been outvoted. And it's not carrot cake. And then B feels that her chocolate cake is number one.
Yes.
But because I'm wrapping this up, I'm going to say it's not that either. We're going with the lemon cake. Now on to our next segment. We're going to move on to Let's Talk About It. And we're going to go ahead and switch gears. Colin, this is all you. What are we talking about?
Ooh.
What is the meat of this episode today?
So I felt like a great topic to kind of start off this podcast, start off just kind of getting to know us and our personalities and bringing out some fire ass content. We're going to definitely have the first topic of discussion be meeting niggas or meeting people in general and being their therapist and not their partner. I feel like personally myself, I told people that I definitely would be very honest, be very transparent during this podcast about my own personal shit. So I have definitely been a victim of meeting somebody, dating somebody, all of a sudden they like, I'm their therapist. Like we skipped over the lovey-dovey stage. It's like, you got some deep down issues and I'm not really here to help you sort out that shit.
But my question to you, aren't you supposed to be supportive of your partner? Aren't you supposed to kind of help them through situations? Aren't you supposed to be there?
I mean, I feel like in a sense you definitely are, but also to as well, it's kind of like a certain extent. I feel like I'm all to kind of like help out, be there for you, whatever you need. But also as well, like, don't come to me with all this baggage, your past relationship bullshit or whatever. Like, I feel like from each situation you've been in, you should have learned a lesson and kind of move forward to where you won't even make those same mistakes again. I feel like in the sense of like this whole, especially, let me also too as well be very transparent with the everybody in general who's watching this podcast. I am a gay Black man too as well. So in the gay community, we all know for a fact, niggas get around. Niggas get around from city to city. We all know that. So
I know, I've seen your Facebook page.
And I mean, you know, I ain't trying to say, because I have done my fair share in the past, but I feel like now, like I'm older and shit, it's like, damn, like, I just don't want to be like, I'm like, I don't want to be a therapist. Like, let me be your nigga. Let me be like your boyfriend, your husband or whatever. We can deal with the other shit, but like, it ain't that deep for me.
But what if it's that deep for them?
Then that's when you got to prioritize.
I feel like I get what you're saying to a certain degree. I feel like there's levels to everything, but I would want whoever I'm with to be able to talk to me about everything. And part of coming together in a relationship is bringing in each other's bags and unpacking them and putting the stuff where it belongs. But you only can do that if you find out the root to the issues and the attachments to some of the things that's in that luggage.
Or let's add to it. When you about to get into a relationship or you feeling this person, is there a discussion like, yo, you got any traumas from your past relationships?
Ooh.
What were some of your issues? I think if you discuss that right off the bat, like, are there any triggers that, you know, something that triggers you to respond a certain way? Are there certain things that, you know, just has happened that you would like to work on in your future relationship? That type of conversation can cut out a lot of misunderstanding. Because then you can be like, oh, why are you acting like that? And then you might think, oh, they did have this issue in their past. They still trying to get through that, right? Make it a little more understanding. But I do think it should be a balance. If you with somebody, like, they should be able to talk to you about their problems and vice versa, but with balance. You don't want it one-sided where it feels like it's almost emotionally draining
but I get it. But I feel like sometimes people don't even know what emotions trigger them or what they are still affected by until certain things happen. And sometimes that's after that conversation, because sometimes people can feel like they're good. They're 1000%. They're all right. They're over it or whatever. And then it's something that you go through with that person and they're kind of like, well, damn, I didn't know that I still felt this way. And it's something that maybe they don't even know how to express or can't identify in the moment that is affecting them. But yet we see it, or you see it because you're on the other side and you're like, whoa, but I don't know. So, I mean, to take this even a little further, Colin, I'm not going to ask you to name no names. I'm not going to ask you, but like, give us like a raw example of why you felt therapist instead of partner. Now, first of all, you said something about skipping the dating phase. If you're skipping the dating phase and getting straight to get married, then that's already, in my opinion,
yeah, that sounds like some lesbian U-Haul and stuff.
Oh,
but let me say, for those that don't know, I am a lesbian, so I can make jokes like that.
Let's be honest.
We do some U-Hauling, but we'll get to that another time. But
I feel like in my defense, I have just been in past situations where I have met somebody, things were going good. It's perfect, not even perfect, but it's content. I'm good. I'm happy. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this like depression hit, this like acting weird shit hit, like, and it's like, damn, like you really got some issues that you probably have not like actually faced. Let me say this. I just feel like I'm not the person. I'm not that emotionally connected a lot of times. So I feel like maybe it's me. I need to be a little more like emotionally connected to whoever I'm with or whatever case may be. But I feel like these past few, and by the way, I'm single. I am very single. I am chilling. These past few situations I've been in, these niggas ain't shit. These niggas got some daddy issues. They got some issues dealing with their ex. Like, you know what? At this point, Brandy, you look good to me. So it's like, at this point, maybe I need to hop on the woman back. Like, I mean, I don't know.
I was about to take this conversation somewhere else after you said that, but I'm going to keep it where it's at. Like, keep it where it's at. Like, for me, I'm going to say, I feel like I'm an emotional being. I'm a Pisces, so naturally I care about other people's feelings, and I'm emotional, period. So I like to be emotionally connected, and I like to be able to feel, but I know for myself, I hold on to a lot of my feelings, and I receive so much of others. So in relationships in my past, that was kind of a thing where I would take on everybody else's emotional baggage, but then I would break down because I've been the therapist. But I feel like being a partner, part of your job is being that therapist. And then unfortunately in the Black community, they feel like going to therapy is not healthy or it's not normal or not good, when sometimes maybe that could help the relationship. But again, it's more so, what are you willing to put into the relationship, and also your communication. I feel like it all falls into communication, because at some point I had to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I can't even feel, because everything that I feel are your feelings.
Are your feelings
that have nothing to do with me.
So when do you like say like enough is enough though? Like when do you kind of tell yourself like, you know what, I'm kind of done doing this or whatever? I feel like you say you were like an emotional person, but like when do you tell yourself like, Harold, like enough is enough. I'm not gonna sit here and like just kind of take on all of his emotional baggage, his emotional issues. And when is it time for me to kind of tell myself, you know, it's time for me to go ahead and peace out?
I feel like, go ahead, Lee, with this one. Go ahead.
I would say enough is enough after you've had open conversations about how you're feeling with your partner, right? Because sometimes they might not even know. If you're not talking about it, they don't know. So after your open conversations, see if there's some change. But then if it gets to a point where you realize it's taking so much from you, to the point you're not being yourself or just draining you emotionally and mentally, then you have to like look at it. Not to mention, real talk, when that person is like the one, sometimes you're willing to go that extra mile to get it figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally
get that
feel you. I feel like, yeah.
But sometimes if that's not the person that's really like, you like, I really want to put this work in for it, then you naturally going to be like, retreat. Let me take a couple steps back. If somebody wants to put the work in for, and if they are willing to work and try to get a little more balance, then cool. But once you see that's not happening,
everybody kind of has everybody kind of met like a person that's like they thought was the one or is the one yet? I mean, to be able to put up with somebody's like baggage and like their therapy, has anybody met somebody so far or shit? I mean, who knows?
Listen.
Well, you're the one who's married, so you can start that off.
Oh, you shooting that to me? I'm sorry.
Oh. So everybody should know, you know, she's off limits, you know.
I am married to a beautiful Spanish woman, but no. First of all, I was in a long-term relationship way before I met my wife now, right? Okay. And what I realized is, and me and this person have like love for each other. We are cordial still to this day. But if things are not working and you're not sure if this is the person you want to spend your life with, right? Then you're not going to put in that 100% all the time. Even subconsciously, you're not even thinking about it. Like, it is a fine line between trying to work it out. And I'll tell you this, we even tried therapy. So we took the steps. We tried therapy together because it was a little imbalance. And even after therapy, I was like, this is not working. We both knew. And because after a while, that can become toxic. Y'all all know.
Them toxic
ones. Be in, that y'all just in because you're comfortable with each other and this is what you're used to, it becomes toxic. So, but then when I did meet my wife, we got to know each other. We talked about certain things about our past relationships. So then I kind of knew, okay, this might be an issue because this happened to her in her relationship. This might be an issue for me. And then sometimes I would recognize that. And then when we did have those issues, I knew I loved her and wanted to be with her. So guess what? We're going to try to work through this and talk it out and figure out where our lack of communication happened and where we can fix it at that point. And that's what it all comes down to, is communication.
Right.
Like, yeah, you could be there for your partner and they could be there for you. And it's a lot of talking. It's like rhetoric. It's one of those things where it's so cliche, but real talk, communication is what'll make it work. Communication.
I feel like I really learned that about communication, because without that, and communication and patience, because you have to really understand two different people, two different upbringings, two different beliefs, kind of two different ways of handling things coming together and kind of merging and figuring it out. And it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And I mean, you go through that honeymoon phase where everything is just like perfect and everything's great, but then there's life after the honeymoon where everything settles. And for me, I've been in relationships where I thought potentially it could be, but then I still wasn't sure. And it's okay not to be sure. You can still be with your soulmate and not really be sure in the moment, but eventually you become sure because you're working on things, you're starting to see certain things happening. For me, in my current situation, okay, it's been a journey that's been up and down, all the way around, like amusement park. I feel like now is a phase where communication has gotten a lot better, where you can see things and handle things differently, more mature and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, and they're listening to this, love you. But what I'm saying is there are still times where you wake up and you're like, where I'm like, I'm not sure because of what we've already been through, but I focus on what we're currently going through. And I try not to hold on to those comfort factors because I don't want to remain in something just because I'm comfortable, because we know where comfort can take you. Okay. I'm just going to say that right now. But, it's just, I don't know. Relationships are just a journey, dealing with people's emotions. Like then you get to the point where you're like, I'm just going to be single. And then you're single, and then you get moments where you're just like, well, it'd be nice to have somebody who I can talk to consistently. Because one of the things I'm telling you right now, like that may have kept me at bay, is the fact that I hate getting to know people on a relationship level all over again. Like I'm to the point now, like, don't ask me my favorite color. Don't ask me, like, I don't want to have those kind of conversations. I want something with substance and depth. And you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like another thing with me. I don't like starting over, especially after I put so much work into something.
Yeah, especially, do y'all agree with when you start something new, you really don't see that real person. You see their representative in the beginning, right?
Yes.
And then you get comfortable, and then you'll see the shit you can figure out. Can I deal with this or can I? A few months in, and then you be like, hold, like, and that's when you realize I can deal with this or I can't. Now, Kyle, you can't be out there hoeing now, and then and then expecting like these people to, you know.
You know what's crazy is like I feel like I'm in a space in my life to where I'm just not really like in a space where I like want to date people. Like y'all both said, dating is a lot. Getting to know somebody is a lot. I've only had 2 real relationships. I'm like, damn, I might get a little too personal on this podcast, but I've had 2 serious relationships in my life. And so I feel like both of those kind of ended because of the baggage, the therapy, the trauma they had. And so I've told myself to as well, like, you know, I'm a Virgo. We are not the most emotional people. We just kind of go and coast through things. And so I feel like I'm trying to learn to be a little bit more emotional and kind of hear people on their sides. But for me right now, I'm single. I'm not even having fun at this point. I'm just single, trying to focus on Colin. But, you know, if somebody wants to come along and, you know, that has their shit as far as like they can communicate and talk about their past traumas and talk about things where to get over it, I'm all for it. But typically within this gay Black community too as well, it is very hard just because I know I grew up in a space kind of like where it was like not okay to talk about personal traumas, be emotional. And so I grew up that way. So I feel like, you know, being 27 now as a grown adult, it's kind of like, it's okay to like talk about things and kind of get over it and kind of learn from it. So I feel like I can speak for only for myself, but like, I know for a fact, like growing up, I had no safe space to like talk about things. So I think it kind of triggered into like my adulthood and kind of like, that's probably why my relationships didn't last, and because I wasn't as emotional and forthcoming with my shit too as well. So I'm like, who knows? But like I said, the question and the statement still stands of like, you know what? I'm not dealing with nobody's drama. Nobody's like, you know, just the extra baggage they come with. I'm not dealing with it. So, you know, if you
go ahead, finish your statement.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you're on the same page as me, mindset good, I'm all for it.
So my question to you, because you asked us earlier, when is enough enough? So I want to come back to that kind of statement, something similar, and ask you, so when do you realize that you are now a therapist instead of a partner? And when do you decide that I just can't do this anymore?
I think I realized that, especially when every time I see you, it's something negative. It's something wrong with your day. It's something you didn't like. Like when you are continuously negative about something, or just kind of like mad about just like little bitty things that I know kind of triggers you into something else. That's when I know for a fact, like, you know, I'm being a therapist because I'm talking you out of all these things. I'm asking, you know, what could you have done this differently? Like when I'm actually like seeing those signs, I already know for me it's a wrap. So like when niggas tend to come to me and like, you know, we dating and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it's like some bullshit like, yo, my boss made me mad about this. Oh, I had to deal with this. I got to deal with this. My ex-boyfriend did this. It's like, come on, man. Like enough is enough. And so I feel like when I start to see those signs, I'm good. And I feel like the only issue that I probably have with myself is that when I'm good, I won't give an explanation about like, you know, why I decided to break it off or whatever. It's just kind of like, you know, you do you, I'm do me, and I'm good. And I feel like I know, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be that way, but it's like when I like somebody, I really like them. And like when they kind of disappoint me, it turns me completely off. And so I feel like shit like that turns me completely off to where like I ain't trying to be funny. I don't know like what can we say on this podcast or not, but like my dick doesn't even get hard anymore like seeing you. So it's like,
Alan, you're such a Virgo. As soon as you said Virgo, I was like, oh yes.
I hope my mom is not watching this podcast too as well, because I'm like, Mom,
you are a Virgo. But then this goes back to what Harold was saying earlier too, like people's backgrounds, their upbringing. Like some people might have been, you know, their family's like, let's talk about this, like talk about emotions. Where if you didn't come from that, it'd be a little sometimes even uncomfortable.
Oh,
you know
of course,
what I mean?
it definitely can. I'm like, people not only in the world of judgmental, but I feel like I'm always kind of feel like I'm being judged when I like kind of talk about certain things. So I try to make sure, like, you know, now, and Harold kind of brought it up to as well at the beginning, like, you know, you kind of say things, Colin, that, you know, you don't really, you just say it and you like, that's how I feel. And I feel like the great thing about this podcast, the great thing about this kind of group is kind of like, you know, we all kind of can say things and not feel judged because you said one thing. And so I feel like, you know, kudos to Harold for bringing this together too as well.
Yes.
This was a great idea to be able to have a space to where in a podcast to kind of like say, like, you know, Colin, he may say some crazy things, whatever, but that's him. And Brandy may say some crazy shit or whatever, but that's her. And so I feel like, you know, this kind of can help bridge a lot for me personally too as well. So
I really feel like if people were just more true to their circumstances and their reality and not what people want to hear or feel that they want to see, then things would be so much easier. So with that being said, I know we've been talking about this for a while, so I want to definitely wrap up and get to our final thoughts. And I'm going to actually lead off this final thought because I don't want to lose it while I have it on my mind. But my final thought is that the reason why we even encounter the question of therapist versus partner is because people jump into situations and they're not healed. They haven't taken time to really learn who they are and be comfortable with who they are from their previous situations. So they jump into another situation. And when I say they, I'm guilty of it too, like 1000%. I did this in my last situation. I jumped in and I wasn't even over the last situation, but I felt like I was, but in my heart of hearts, I knew better. And I kept pressing on. And the whole time, all I was doing was, this dude was head over heels for me. And all I was doing was crushing him every day that I stayed, and every day, even when I thought that I knew, I wasn't sure. And because I wasn't sure, I should have backed off then. And I feel like people don't take time to heal from their previous situations or even take time to invest in who they are and understand how their past has created who they are and what they need to do for them. So my final thought to anybody who's listening and for those who are able to watch is that before you commit to someone, before you even commit to dating, marry yourself, your true authentic self, so that you know what you really want out of a person and what you are really bringing to the table, because nobody is perfect. However, you can be perfect for somebody. So all I'm saying is, flaws and all, somebody can accept you, but you have to come with your real, true, authentic self. Nobody wants a representative, because after the movie is over, these people are paid off and they are on to the next. It's not a lifetime thing. You can't say you want marriage, but then you send somebody else to find your husband.
Ooh.
Or wife.
Thank you.
I got you. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about something else another episode too. That just brought me to something about the lesbians, but we're going to keep it moving. But anyway, final thoughts. Be what you got.
Listen, my final thought is this. Number one, you have to be happy by yourself, right? Because then whoever coming into it, they're happy by themselves. Y'all just going to make each other happy. You're not relying on each other to make you happy. It's like a bonus fact, right?
Ooh.
Number two, no relationship is perfect. I might wake up and be like, damn, she getting on my damn nerves today, right? But I love her, and that's today. But maybe by tonight, we good again. And that's just how it is, because guess what? You know when that person is worth it. They're going to be days they get on your damn nerves, you don't feel like talking to them. But there'll be other days you won't want to be up on them. So positive outweighs the negative, then you know, like, it's worth it. But y'all just be real with yourself. And if you're dating somebody and you're not going for anything serious, just keep it 100 from the beginning. That way, everybody has a choice in their situation, right? Like, I'm just trying to date, or I'm just trying to be very casual. Either you with it or you're not, and you let them decide from there. That way, there's no misleading, none of that. You might fuck around and fall for that person. I know I was supposed to be dating casually at one point, and here I am married. So, just saying. But keep it real with people, give people choices, and keep it real with each other. Talk to each other, you know, and then you can go from there, and that's it. It ain't always going to be fun. It's going to be arguments, fighting. It also be some making up, if y'all make it through it. According to Colin, you ain't making it through shit. Your bags will be outside the door.
Your bag's outside. You're done. Send in the next one.
It's
To the
fine.
left, to the left.
That's my final thought on it.
Colin, give us your final thought.
Yeah, I can like try to wrap it up, bring it to a close. But I think just in general, being able to be true to who you are, being true to kind of being honest with yourself, knowing what you will and will not put up with. And also to as well, kind of acknowledging that past trauma as far as growing up, how you grew up as far as being emotionally deprived of kind of not being able to talk about certain things, whatever, kind of letting it go as an adult. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect at all. So I feel like, being able to talk and communicate is key to any successful relationship, whether it be with your boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, brother, sister, whomever. And so I feel like I made a statement, of course, saying, don't want to deal with the past drama and the past trauma and be a therapist. But low key, like kind of having this talk makes me kind of think like, it's not bad to kind of have a boyfriend as your therapist and as your partner too as well. So maybe I need to do some soul searching myself and kind of come true to myself and be like, you know what? It's okay to talk about your past shit or whatever. Just because you're not like that person, you can also talk about your past dramas and your past traumas. So I'm like, I definitely feel like I probably need to like rethink that kind of statement because y'all two kind of brought it on to where it was like, hold up, it's not too bad to kind of have trauma with you and be a therapist. It's not too bad. So I'm like, I will say this on camera. The statement probably needs to kind of be looked at again and kind of tweaked, but that is my final thought. And I hope everybody definitely feels the same.
All right. So that's going to wrap up our Let's Talk About It segment. Of course, the question was, are you a therapist or a partner? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on. Yes, this episode is coming to a close. I know. We told y'all you wouldn't want to leave, but we're not going to end without a pour to the tay. So with that being said, we have Brandy G, and she's going to give you the drink of the week.
Drum roll.
Let me just say this.
Oh, wait, hold up. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm about to say after that, my drink of the week was about to be a shot straight up messing with Colin. But I'm going to stick to this.
All right. So we're going to do the drink of the week, and then she's going to give you the song of the week, and then we'll see you next week. So with all that being said, go ahead, B. What are we drinking this week?
All right. So the drink of this week is a very classic mojito.
Ooh.
Why? Not all of us live where it's warm all the time. But, the weather's changing. It's nice. I think it's refreshing. And it just hits the right spot. Now, drink of the week, very simple. You want to have some rum. Little ingredients say 2 ounces, but I say you pour however much you fucking want to make you feel good, okay? You're going to need your mint leaves, a little simple syrup, and you could top it with some club soda. And when you want to get fancy, a little lime juice, squeeze, and just mix it and sip.
I love mojitos. I love mojitos. They make you feel all sexy and shit.
That's what I'm saying. It could be a whole vibe.
I don't know if I suck too hard, but the mint, the little leaves and stuff be getting in the throat, and it just sometimes just like I don't know. But I've learned to suck on an angle. Anyway, I've learned to sip my straw on the angle. y'all nasty. Okay.
Well, the way you said it was like it's like the leaves. You suck it up, the leaves come up. It almost kind of gives you like a representation in your head of like, damn, what else can you suck that shit comes up? So I'm always like, ooh.
And why you sucking so hard that the leaf is coming up in the first place? You ain't got to show off when you out trying to do
are you trying? He's trying to. So that's what I'm saying. That's that toxic behavior. You're trying to show off that you got them skills to suck something that hard. That's crazy. No, I'm joking.
I'm getting real hot again. I don't know what's happening in our studios, but okay. So I'm going to sigh and say. But what I do love is that mojitos you can make them in so many different flavors.
Oh yeah.
And I love me a good pineapple mojito.
Yes, Colin, you ain't feeling that, huh?
What's crazy is like I like pineapple. I think mojitos are just kind of classic to where I don't even need no flavor.
There you go. This is unpopular opinion.
That's one I need to post on Facebook. Like unpopular opinion, like mojitos are just good by itself, no extra flavor. Just like I'll be honest with y'all, I don't like flavored margaritas. I don't. I just like regular lime.
Oh, that's gonna have to be another topic right there.
Well, we're going to
I'm
leave
leaving
that
that alone.
alone because we are talking about the drink of the week, and the drink of the week is a mojito. So go ahead, B. Let us end this episode with the song of the week. But before we get to the song of the week, let's tell people how they can find us, reach us, connect with us, slide in Colin's DM and date him, and all of those good details, even though he ain't ready yet, y'all. But
Not
we're
ready.
going to get to
He
that.
might have scared them off. He might have scared them off.
Somebody is like, ooh, that is so sexy right now. So go ahead, Colin. Tell them your handles real quick.
Yes. So I am not huge on social medias like that, but I have a Facebook and an Instagram. My Facebook is Colin Jones, Colin, last name Jones. And then my Instagram is HeBeFly, HeBFly. Those are my two social media platforms. Anything else out there is a fake page. But follow me. You can always ask me crazy questions. I try to make sure I'm up to date on my current social media. So definitely, please feel free to reach out to me.
All right. And if you want to know what I'm all about, you can reach me on Instagram at KJ Perception. And I'm going to leave it right there. KJ Perception. That's it. Don't try to find me on Facebook. That's for a different crowd. Okay. But for this crowd, at KJ Perception. And of course, you can follow and find all of us and things about us, what we got going on, more content coming soon on our IG, NYS_After Dark Podcast, and Twitter. I'm gonna let Colin control that one.
Ooh.
NYS_After Dark. And B, why don't you let us know your handles and then let us end this episode with the song of the week. And y'all, we're only gonna get better, realer, and sexier. So make sure you tune in every week. So
Every
what's the
week,
song of
y'all.
the week?
Every week. Ho, ho, ho. Don't you skip my IG handle, all right?
You married.
Yeah,
Don't
please
You
let us
married.
handle so like
You
you
see
never
how y'all
know.
got to keep them together. They get the sipping while we doing this, and then everything go out the door. I only got one handle. It is Soulfully Yours. SOUL__FULLY yours. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
But hold on. No, I got something for you. I'm gonna bring something to the forefront because I know a lot of us in the LGBTQ community, and plus, I'm gonna say plus because I know it's a lot that comes along with that now, are also looking to get married, are also looking for people who to marry them and whatnot. And B, she does that. So
yes, I
yeah.
do.
So you might want to go ahead.
I keep it appropriate, y'all, when I do that, okay? Unless you want me to get dirty with it. It's different.
Get dirty in mine. Get real nasty in mine.
Also, the official. Oh, Colin, don't talk to me like that. You might have me. All right, that's another conversation.
So you lying?
Ooh, hold on, Colin made me sweat. Now y'all can't see Colin, but he is quite handsome, y'all. Quite handsome. Got any extra sperm, Colin?
Oh my!
Listen, I got enough sperm to last a lifetime.
There goes a bottle.
Uh-oh.
Yes, but the official officiant is my IG handle, and you already know, Soulfully Yours, SOUL__yours. And I actually just said the wrong handle because I've been drinking. So,
so what's the right handle?
I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all right now. And I was like, wait, that's not my shit. But I'm sorry.
Blame the mojito. Blame that mojito.
So it is Soulfully and then __yours. Very simple. Instagram. Y'all see it. We'll post it up. We'll also put our handles on our Instagram page as well. Now, on that note, the song of the week, because I'm hoping y'all want to know what's next, is Drake. What's next? Get out a little listen. And then think about the next time y'all want to hear us. We hope y'all do. We want to entertain y'all. We want to have real talks. We want to have some fun, sometimes get serious. Keep it real, keep it dirty, keep it nasty, classy a little bit. Just a little bit. And that's it.
All right.
Harold, you there? He's sipping on that wine. I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead, Harold.
Ain't nothing else to say, but we'll see you next week. What's up, Drake?
What?
All right.